Hi everyone, good day. So I'm going to show us a full build automation system that I built for a CoinBrief market system, basically to give us summary of crypto market coin and then analyze the different kind of coin and then give us the detail about their bearish, their bullish, and if they are neutral. So that's what we are going to build today, and follow up with me as we build this node by node. So here we are going to click on our create workflow. So here it depends on how, let's say, how we want to build this project. Either we want to use it as a schedule, or we want to build it as a Telegram bot or as a WhatsApp bot. But for now, we're going to build this as a Telegram bot. So here, to start, we are going to click on this plus sign and then search for Telegram. So we search on Telegram. We have trigger and we have actions. This trigger are kind of a starter of an automation, whereby once an action is performed, this trigger is going to pick up when that particular action has been made. So here we have different kind of triggers, but we are going to go with this on message trigger. That is, when a message has been sent through a trigger to the Telegram trigger is going to pick it up and use that message that was sent. So we are going to use a trigger message, and here it said what trigger on message, which means when a message has been sent to your Telegram, you get that message. So once we use this trigger now once a user send a message to this trigger, we want to use our AI agent to get the data that was sent by that user. So here I'm going to, just go to my chatbot here. Let me say hello. Let me run this and say hello. So here I want to be able to map the data. So here we are going to get the data that was sent on Telegram. So that's why it says what message. That means when a message is sent, this particular trigger is going to execute. So that's why it's execute. We have our text, we have our chat, and we have our room, and we have the message ID. So once that has been done, then we can go to our AI agent. So this AI agent will be the one to extract the data for us. So here, let's go to our user message. We are, instead of connected to chat trigger node, are going to define below the expression. So here I'm just going to pull this data. I'm going to move it here. Now we have our JSON.message.text, and then now that means this is our user message, and we say that what user message are usually dynamic. So they are dynamic in the aspect that what it use the data that the user send as their own value. So any value, any message that the user send, this is what is going to use. This is what the user message is going to use. That's why it's dynamic. And then we have our chat model, we have our memory, we have our tool. This chat model now, we are going to use Groq because it's free and does not need any payment plan. So here we are going to choose the versatile, and then once we do that, we are going to add a system message. This system message is the guardrails, the rules, the structure that you want this particular data, this particular AI agent should give you. So these are the things that the system message allows. It allows the rules, it allows the guardrails, it allows the decision and expectation of output that is expected to show for us. So I'm going to go to so here I've copied the system message, so I'm going to paste it here. Now that I've copied the system message, so now we have our user message and we also have our system message. System message is usually static and it contains of the rules, the guardrails, the decision, the expected output. And then after that, we decided to, instead of using, at this point, instead of using the edit field, we are just going to use the output, the specific output structure that AI agent give us. So inside here now, you can see it shows us the fourth tool that we can use. So once we click on this, we are going to choose structured output, and inside the structured output, you can define the structure that we expected this AI agent to give us. So I'm just going to copy that as well. So that will be this. So that will be this. So this is the structured output that we want it to give, and this is our system message. So I'm going to clean off this. This is our system message, and now I'm going to go to our memory. Let's just use a simple memory for this. So simple memory, instead of using this connected charge trigger node, we are going to define the key that we want to use. It's more of like a session ID. Session ID help us to distinguish the kind of users that is currently in the chatting progress. So I'm going to use the ID of the chat and also the first name of the chat. So here I'm going to say first name, and also I'm going to use the so let's do this, and the ID. So this is more of like a catch mechanism for you to be able to know the particular current session of the user that is currently chatting. So because we don't want to give user A the message of user B, or user B the message of user A. So that's why we have that session ID, to be able to know the particular session that we are currently in. So I'm going to execute this. So let's just say I'm going to change this data to what is the current market. So once we execute this, now we should see a response. Now from here you can see give us the response output, because we've already give it a structured data that says object vs currency ID and this. So we've give it a structured data that we want it to output. Now after that, we want to use the API to get the current market and also the trending coin in the market. So we are going to use the HTTP request. So I'm going to click here and do our HTTP request. So I'm going to call the HTTP request, and I'm going to copy the ID. So let me go to I'm going to copy the API. So here is the API. So I'm going to copy this and then import. So once I import, it's going to automatically fill it up for us. So we import. Now you can see it has automatically filled this up for us. So we don't want this value now, we want it to be dynamic. So we are going to be getting it from the user message, what the user sent to us. So I'm going to map it to this value IDs here. And then this one already there, I don't need a dynamic value. So here is the price change percentage. So we are checking the price change for 1 hour, 24 hours, and 7 days, and the sparkling is false. And the API we are using is CoinGecko, and here the VS currency is USD. Decided to change it to any currency that we want. So but we decided to use USD for this part. After that, so here we've gotten our market coin data. We are also going to use the CoinGecko to get trending coin in the market. So we are going to call that again, and then HTTP requests. So this is the HTTP request node, and we are going to copy our API to get the trending coin in the market. So I'm going to paste this. So once I do that, now I'm going to run it now. So here we can see we have 5 items, which is for the Bitcoin, for the Ethereum, for Solana, and the other 2 coin. And here is going to list all the trending coin from the CoinGecko API. So after we've done that, we are going to use the merge node. The merge node basically is to merge 2 different nodes or 3 different nodes, depending on how many nodes you want to merge together. So I'm going to call the merge node. Now here you can see depending on how many nodes you want to merge. If you want to merge 7 nodes, 6 nodes, depending. So here, because we want to merge 2 nodes, we are going to pick 2, and here we are picking append. So it's going to append both results together. And so here we have this, and we just join this. So once we join that and we run this data again, now we have 6 items. That is 5 from this first HTTP request and 1 from this second HTTP request, and we have 2. So once we do that, now we're able to get the details of the data. Now we want to use the code node to format the data. So we are going to use the code node to format data, and so we are going to use code node. So this code node will help us to format the data. So for us to format the data, I'm just going to copy the code that will allow us to format the data. So here is the code. So here is the code to format the data. So you can, for people that don't know how to code very well, so that's why I decided to copy it. I've already written this code. So once you do that, we are able to structure that data and get the right format data. So that's why I use this code node, and this input all, this input.all is coming from this node. So this input here, it means all this input in this response that is coming from the merge node, and all means all the inputs, all the 6 items in the array. So that's why it says all, and then we are finding each of the item, and here we are doing the slice method. So here is just formatting the data and getting a structured response. So I'm going to run that now. Now we have our structured data. So here we have our generated at the coin count, the snapshot, and then also we have our raw coin. These are the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, the Solana, the Doge. And so once we have that, now we can go through the, now we want to analyze those coin. And since we are analyzing those coin, we are going to use our AI agent. Our AI agent will be the one to analyze for us. Like I said, we don't want to use this connected chart trigger node. We want to define ours. So for us to define it, we are going to use the user message and also the system message. So I already write a prompt for us, which is the user message and also the system message. And you can also decide to just go to Cloud or ChatGPT to help you to modify this user message or system message. So here we have our user and the system message. So I'm going to copy both and then paste. So here, so I'm just going to drag this here. This is our snapshot, and then the trending coin, and so this is the trending coin. So I'm going to drag that as well, and then copy this. So I'm going to copy this, then I'm going to paste that to my system message. Like I said, this user message is always dynamic. You are using the value that we get from either the user or from a particular node. While the system message is usually static, you are just giving it the rules, the roles, the guardrails, the decision of what is expected to do, and the expected output. So that is how the system message works. Then after we've added the user message and the system message, we are going to add our chart model. We are going to use Groq as well. You can decide to use ChatGPT, you can decide to use Cloud, and the model we are using is Versatile Llama 3.370B Versatile, like the first one that we used to extract the data, the message that was sent. And then we have our memory. We can decide to use Redis, Postgres, depending on how large the data and how you want your data to be stored. We want to use the simple memory. Now we want to change it to define below. We want to define the data ourselves. So I'm going to, so here now, we just, how do we let this second one? So here, okay, yeah, so Yeah, I'm just going to do the same. I'm going to copy the key. I'm going to go to my Telegram ticker, the first node. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to drag the first name from the chat and the ID. First name and the ID. So this way now we are uniquely identifying each user that chats the Telegram bot for the market details. So that we've done, and after we've done that, we also have to use our structured output. If we don't use our structured output, that means we have to use the edit field node to get our structured output field. But we don't want to do that. We just want to allow the agent to be able to do that itself. So we are going to add our structured output. And I'm going to copy that as well here. So copy that. So we have our structured output. So now we are going to what? I'm going to run now. I'm going to run this now to see the response that is going to give us. Yeah, all right. After we've added our structured output for the second AI agent, so now we are going to run this execution again. So I'm going to execute the workflow. So we can see it's going to give us a response. It's going to give us the overall mood, the signals, and the details. Now, after that, now we are seeing that this item is coming as one item. It's coming as one item. Now we want to split it so that we can have each item. We don't want to have a single item. We want to have each of the items. So we are going to split this one item into the number of items that we have in this signals array. Now once we have that, we are going to say, so we are going to use the split method. So the split method will allow us to split those one items into individual items. So we are going to choose these signals, which says what? It says field to split out with. So what field do you want to split out? So we want to split out this, and then here is telling us that no other field. Do we want to include any other field? So we can choose no other field, all other fields, or select other fields. So here we don't want to select other fields, so we are just going to execute that. So once you execute that, so let me execute this. Now we can see you have this one item now becomes 5 items. So it has split it into arrays of single item for us. Now after we've done that, then we want to use the filter method. The filter method is basically just to filter based on either bearish, bullish, or neutral. So we are going to use a filter method. So basically we want to only filter by these three type of signals that we have. So we just say if this signal is bullish, or we want to add another condition, or if this same signal is bearish, or if this same signal is, so we are dragging this to drop it. So it should be JSON dot the field name, which is signal, and then we want to add the condition of if it's neutral. Now we've added the condition. So once we run that now, so in our execution now we have all this set for us. And then if we go to, let's run it again and see. So we are going to run this now. You can see, so here it kept the 5 item, no item is discarded. So we just want to filter, and after we've done the filter, now we are going to use our code node. We want to use our code node to structure the data. So we are going to say code. So this one will be for what? We want to structure how we are going to send message back to the user that typed the message to get information about the market coin. So we are going to remove this. So I'm going to copy the one that I've written. So here is it. So here is the code. So I've copied that. So we have that here now. Now I'm going to rerun the data. So once I rerun the data, you should see how it's going to execute. Now it's running. Now you see it has built the message data for us that we are going to send to the user back. Now for us to send a message back to the user that sent the message of the updates they need, we are going to use the Telegram node. But under the Telegram node, we are not going to use the trigger anymore. We are going to use the action. So we want to send a message back. That means we want to choose this send text message. So we are going to click on this send text message. Now it's asking us for the chat ID. Now, at the first step, which is the Telegram trigger, we have our data, we have message, and we have the from object. Inside the from object, we have our ID, and this is the chat ID that we want to use, because that is the specific ID that we are currently working with. So we are going to pick this ID now. So we are going to drag it here, so that we want to be able to send the message to the right person that actually send the message in the first place. So we don't want to send another message to another user. Let's say message A, we want to send to message B. We don't want to allow that. So we want to send the message according to the user that sent that particular message. So after we send that, then this text, so here now we are going to, this one will be none, and we go to this append attribute. We don't want the n8n attribute to show, and also we want to pass the pass mode. We are going to select HTML. So inside this text, we are going to bring the value that we got from this node. So here we are going to send the report. Now it's going to send this report back to the user that sent that particular message. So that is how it's going to work. So I'm going to run that now. So once we run that, so yeah, let's just go to our Telegram. So we are going to open our Telegram here. We're going to open our Telegram. So I'm going to remove this unpin data because we want it to be dynamic. So I'm going to execute this. So once we run that, I'm going to go to my Telegram. I will say, what is the current market? What is the current coin market? Or let's say, what is the current coin market for today? So once I click on send, it's going to run. You can see. So once it's run, we're going to get our response back, giving us the coin market details, the overall, the pricing, and also the signals. So here there is no signal. It's just giving us a trending coin and also the prices for them. So that is how this particular flow build works. So this is a market CoinBrief automation system to predict and also give summarization of trending coin and pull live data from the CoinGecko API system. So this is going to give you the visibility of how coin is doing, the bullish coin, the bearish coin, and the neutral coin. And that will be all for this particular automation system build. Kindly subscribe, like, and share. Bye.